Well, a few years ago, there was a curriculum that was created by the Southern Baptist Church. It was created by Lifeway Publications. I think it was in 2004. So this wasn't like in the 1800s or the 1900s. This was in 2003. In 2003, they created a curriculum called Rickshaw Rally. And it used, the next slide, pretty much every stereotype imaginable of Asian Americans. Now they said, oh, this is all about a VBS for Jesus. In fact, the first time I called them, I talked to one of the people there and says, you know, I was expressing my concern over this very stereotypical presentation of Asian culture, and the lady goes, well, you know, this is really all about Jesus, so you don't really want us to stop preaching Jesus, do you? So I think you can do that without offending a huge percentage of the population. So here's what they did. They have this thing called Rickshaw Rally. I actually got it as a flyer, and I thought, oh, this must be like The Onion or something, some kind of satire magazine or Mad Magazine, because there's no way this could be an actual curriculum from a major publishing company. And it actually turned out that it was. It was called Rickshaw Rally, Race to the Sun, and when you went onto their website, www.rickshawrally.com, a gong came out. A gong, and said, dun, 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 dun. And then they showed images of these stereotypical images of Asian Americans, or Asians. They had a white girl with hair in a bun with chopsticks in her hair. Anybody know where that's from? Where's the chopsticks in the hair from? I mean, Asians don't put it's like putting a fork in your hair. You just don't do it. Why would you put something you eat with in your hair? You know, you don't do that. Where's that from? What scene? Karate Kid. Karate Kid 2, where the girl took chopsticks out of her hair and ate with it. I don't know. That was pretty gross. So is that coming from the actual culture, or is it some white person in Nashville, Tennessee, saying this is how we're going to portray whites? In fact, that was the major problem with it. There were 13 white males in the Southern Baptist Convention who said this is how we're going to portray Asian Americans. In fact, when we went and said this is a problem, they said, but we talked to a Japanese ad agency, and they said this stuff was okay. Or we talked to a missionary to Japan, a white person, but he was still a missionary to Japan, and he said it was okay. And so there was this marginalizing. There was this exoticizing of Asian culture. Let me tell you some of the theme songs that they used. This was their opening theme song. Grab your kimono, come on, and let's go. By the way, in the original one, it said Oriental Challenge. And this was one of the very minor things they changed. They changed Oriental to Asian. But the original song lyrics were Oriental Challenge. Racing in a rickshaw, we'll be making friends all over the Japanese island. Let's go to the next slide here. On the far out, far east rickshaw rally. Now think about this phrasing. Far out, far east. What are you doing? Other. Marginalizing. You're not like us, the normal white Christian Southern Baptist. You're different from us because you guys are far out in the Far East. So now we have created this distance between the normal Christians, white Southern Baptist, and the abnormal people that need the gospel message, those who are out there in the far out, Far East. What have you done? You've created a normalness and a otherness in that process. Let me see if there's one more thing on there. Oh yeah, this again, wax on, wax off. These were lyrics from the theme song. Where's that coming from? Karate Kid. Karate Kid. Now this curriculum came like 15 years after the movie was released. So none of the kids even have seen Karate Kid. This was put in there by some 40-year-old person who saw the movie earlier in his life and put it in there. And is that really Asian culture? The Karate Kid movie? No, absolutely not. So this is what we're seeing of this marginalization. Oh, and here's some wonderful images that I found on the web celebrating Asian culture. Yeah, there were some really interesting suggestions on how to do this VBS, and one of the suggestions was have your VBS director dress up like a geisha. Brilliant idea for VBS. Have your directors dress up like prostitutes. It's a brilliant, brilliant way of communicating the gospel. So this is what we see when we marginalize, we exoticize to the point that we create this is normal, and this culture is not normal. It's out there. It's far out, Far East.